good people? What's poppin'? So I just took Akuma to High Master, and I wanted to give a quick review before I moved on. I think the next character I'm gonna play is Bison. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about Akuma and some of the stuff I've been doing and what's been working for me, things like that. And then I'll take a quick look at like the matchups and stuff like that. I may not look at the matchups, but I'll show kind of like my numbers, which, to be fair, I've been playing a lot of ranked with Akuma. But I have played a lot of Battle Hub, and I trained quite a bit. So with that being said, let's get into it. Akuma is actually, I like him a lot. I know people talk about his damage threshold, like he only has 9,000 health. Honestly, I will say it felt like it mattered, especially in the later rounds if you gave up hits early. If you did not give up hits early and you have good defense, it's not as bad. He's a Shoto, so a lot of the things that apply to Ryu and Ken apply to him as well. Things that I like that I've been using probably as the most recently, frame traps. I've been using like up close. Let's put this on block first. Standing heavy punch or standing medium punch is +1. So I've been +1 to this crouching light punch. Been using that a lot as a frame trap. Catch people jabbing. Mashing. I'll give an example. You get stuff like that. I never really cancel off of it. Typically I do, stuff like that, just for spacing. That's the one thing I'm learning, and especially with the Shotos, the spacing and some of these lights, it kind of helps you identify what the next move is going to be. That's like a thing I've been trying to focus on. It's like, at this range right here, what would I expect? If they have a forward advancing move, a big button, a sweep, a jump, or they can walk back. So I'm just like learning spacing is something, again, for neutral that I think is very important. So I've been using this a lot. Another thing that I've been using, again, for spacing is the target combo. So I get a knockdown, it's -4, but you're out of range of most lights that could punish you. So ending in fireball, so any like medium button in the light fireball, I think will do the same thing. You see a -3, so it's nice spacing. But I like the target combo in particular because you get a little extra chip damage on their driver. I'll do something like that. I had all types of stuff going for training. So something like this. Or even just a simple knockdown. And then I just kind of wait and see what they do. It's too far for somebody to be so belligerent as to walk forward and grab. Even on hit, I'll do it. You see, because you're 0 on hit. And I just want to see what somebody's going to do. And if they mash lights, you get a chance to win. So I've been using that. Obviously, all the knockdowns, typical knockdowns. You got that, you get Oki off of it. Same with the medium. The one thing I noticed though, you have to confirm that they're standing. If they're crouching when you start this, it will whip. Even if it's a punish counter, you know what I'm saying, it's medium, any of that stuff. The only thing that stands on it is medium kick. So you gotta make sure they're standing when you use, if you want to go into the Tatsu. With that being said, you should be able to confirm these lights into DP. That's important. For that, you know, you do get some OP. You just gotta use drive. See, now we back at -1, and I might go, you know, to the fireball again. Something simple like that would be a sequence I would use, kind of just to see where they're at. You know, that's something, you know, you want to think about, like what type of, when you're doing these sequences, like, yeah, they seem like they just like you know, just looping the pressure, but you really want to try to gather some information. So, you know, you get the this, that lets me know that, you know, he's not pressing, and then I might, you know, take that shit or that drive gauge and go into the target combo. If he doesn't DP in between there, it lets me know that, you know, he's definitely blocking. So maybe next time I grab, or, you know, maybe next time I go for something heavier and really put more damage on him. Or drive gauge, I should say. And, you know, now I'm -3. I might have to take it, bro, but you know, you really just kind of have these controllable situations where you're figuring out what the person you're playing likes to do, what they know, what they don't know, and finding out how you can win. The key to that being, you know, is like the next level where you don't have to main offensive pressure the entire time, unless you know that, you know, you gotta read something like that. But you have to give them a chance to do things to you, but you try to give them opportunities in a way that are safe for you, if that makes sense. Like, I'm gonna give you a chance to hit me, but I'm gonna give you a chance to hit me in a controlled environment. So I'm gonna give it to you, and I know, all right, it's not a punishable situation, but, you know, I might be -3. You might be able to grab me and get offense started, but that's only if you know that you can do that. If you don't know, you might just mash or walk away. Or, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, oh, he doesn't know this. If he doesn't know this, he probably doesn't know. If he doesn't know A, he probably doesn't know B, and then you build off of that. Really kind of develop a strategy safely on how to beat the person you're playing. So you just have a series of questions that you're basically asking, and you see if they have the answers. What else? I use this sometimes, not too much. It's very risky. I kind of use it when I think people are going to walk forward, or if they try to jump in at certain ranges. This actually catches some of those jump ins. It, you know, like neutral jump sometimes, or you can use that. Also use this. You get a lot of nice conversions on this back heavy kick. If you time, it's a slower move. So, you know, this works really well. If you can do this though, 9 times out of 10 you can do this. You just got to be a little bit quicker, because the hurt box extends up a little higher, so if you're late pressing the button, you get hit and give up a fat counter hit combo because you're trying to do this. I haven't really worked out the use of this yet. The standing medium kick. I don't even use it in combos, to be honest. The only time I use it is right here, and you get the +1, which in turn, you know, most people aren't gonna match. You know, they're not gonna match light here. Some players, better players, I think, they'll block it and perfect parry the second hit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, adding some variation, and maybe throwing in that fireball. Because again, if they block it, it's a pretty safe situation for you. It's not completely safe because you're still in range of like mediums and stuff like that, but you know, they might be able to start some pressure, but you're not getting punished, you know. So if you mixing up between this and this, you know what I'm saying, maybe some of this, or, you know, right here, you got a lot of variations in the pressure, and you really work on that drive gauge. Air fireballs, they're good. I typically have found myself using them like after knockdowns, so you know, something like that. But you will get wake up DP sometimes. Maybe go for. I haven't worked out all of it, but that's kind of like really where I want to be. Something like this. And that's kind of like the one that I know the most. Or like if I'm in a fireball, or something like that. It helps just to force them to block and maybe get a little drive gauge while I'm moving forward. I've been experimenting with this just because it's the same as an OD fireball, but so I get the flip and I get the chance to throw a fireball without spending additional bars. I think that's kind of cool, but I literally just started experimenting with this. And they have to, you know, but again, people who really got their DPs on point can handle this for the most part. And the range, I don't 100% know the range, but like the way this is safe to use. But that's something I would probably dig into more. One combo that I liked, it took a while to get, but this one, pretty powerful. Just like the corner carry is crazy on it, and I stopped it there, but that's because that's where you can put the different enders. That's level 1, level 2, or level 3, or heavy Tatsu, probably even medium Tatsu. And I think I can even put something out there. Maybe not. But yeah, that's 45. 45 means I'm +2 after a forward jump. It's kind of like a safe jump because it's close enough to where they might try. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that one more time. Corner carry. That's a real thing. I could see somebody looking to do that. +2 there as well. So, you know, for you really just guessing between whether or not they're going to ODTP or not. And if they don't, that's another turn for you while they're in the corner. And being +2 means this is medium punches 4 frames, which means you get that. You go. I wouldn't go target combo here just because when they're in the corner, they don't get pushed out far enough for this not to be safe. In the corner, you'll you see they don't get pushed back, so that 4 frames is definitely a punish counter hit now. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you. Oh, got somebody punch. See, so you don't want to use that in the corner, but you know, you can maybe something like that. See if they really got their DPs. You know, you could go maybe in the corner, you do something like that because you're plus right there too. +2. So +2. Stuff like that. You just have to figure out what you want to do. I don't know why I'm so good. Yeah, stuff like that. I promise you it's plus. I'm just, my buttons are, late. That's typically what I find myself doing. It's not really so. Stand them up. So you know, the corner scenarios are something I didn't spend a lot of time on, but that's definitely something to build off of. If I'm standing you up, that means that. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to build on that some more. The Raging Demon is cool. I really wasn't able to find a lot of setups. I seen it. I was watching the EWC today, and I watched Angry Bird. He did like dash for it. I thought that was sick. It almost hit it, so he did it out of the dash there. So that was kind of cool. I haven't tried this one. It's actually not that hard to do. The main way I've got is combo into it, and I do that using the adamant fist, but it has to be the light. Some heavy knocks them down, medium and heavy knocks them down, so you have to use light. You see? So that's been the main way I use it. Honestly, I don't use it that much because all of the big combo enders end in the heavy adamant fist. So you can't go into that. You have to go into level 3. So you have to give up some damage early to end it in. Which at that point, what's the point in doing it? You know. It looked good though, you know. It's kind of like a flex, I guess. Demon Raid, I use the bait quite a bit. Like I like using this. You can use it preemptively to get over fireballs, depending on the player. Some players, their DPs are on point, so this shit becomes almost useless unless you're using it in a way they're not expecting it. But anything just like raw, like y'all ain't neutral, and that's just gonna get DP, like almost guaranteed. And you don't even honestly have to DP it. A lot of people, like, they'll jab you out of it or air jump air hit you out of it and various things. So, but if you using those side combos and stuff like that, you might get a chance to get some plus frames. With better players, they reacting to it consistently. But earlier levels, you might be able to get that shit off of stuff like that. I had a little success like using it for the backside, but again, you'll get jabbed out of that. You get thrown out of this. Like, this isn't an instant hit. I got thrown out of this a couple times. But in the corner, that's probably one of my favorite situations to use it. Stuff like that. All in all, though, I like Akuma. He's very powerful. I think I could continue to play him. I kind of want to, but I just got to move forward and play the rest of these characters, because what I'm really trying to develop is legacy skill. The ability to really understand the different archetypes, what I like. Because how can you truly evaluate a character if you don't know, So, looking at my win percentage, you see I played about 1,500 matches. The majority of these were in the Battle Hub. So, I'll show you 1,300 were in the Battle Hub. So in ranked, I played 169. You see the win percentage is pretty good, you know what I'm saying? And if you compare this to previous phases, you can see how my win percentage is beginning to increase, And that was the end of it, so I don't really count that. 49%, But I'm learning how to develop characters and improve. But you can see, I was playing a lot more ranked too. Look at how many ranked matches I was playing versus the others, So, I've been playing the game since it came out. I'm learning how to improve and get better. But with these 3 characters, I couldn't even get them to master. This was the first phase. This was the first phase. You see, at Luke, I couldn't get him to master. I played almost 3,000 matches in ranked. 4,000 overall, The 3 was ranked, and the other 1,000 was casual. It wasn't even, look at that shit. You know what I'm saying? I just changed the way I started playing, and I saw growth. But yeah, I like Akuma. I definitely consider him, of all the characters I played, one that I could, honestly, I feel like every character I've played, I could have continued to play. I haven't played a character where I was like, I don't see how I can win with this character. They all have been strong, and fun. I know there are character hierarchies, I guess, but I'm not at the level to where I really understand those. The majority of my losses, I can honestly say, come from a skill issue. I'm playing, like I said, I'm playing at a 1,600 MR level. Like, I'm not losing because character A is stronger than character B. I'm losing because of skill issues, and I suspect, until I'm at a level or closer to a pro level, those things aren't gonna matter. But even at the pro level, you're seeing characters not as considered. They're not considered high tier characters. When it's obviously, you see characters that are high tier characters winning things, but you see all of them. And a lot of players have multiple characters too. They're not just using one. There's a couple there's a couple JPs where that's all they play is JP, and some Akis, like their character specialists. But a lot of these people winning tournaments got a couple characters because that's just the way this game is built. So I don't know who I want my main to be or anything like that. But I know I do like Akuma. He was fun. The next character I'm going to play is Bison, and then Terry, then Mai, and then Elena and Sagat. So the next videos you'll see will probably be for me playing. But I'll say this, of the characters I've played, I keep saying that, but Like when I played Cammy, I liked it. And by the time I was done playing Cammy, I was like, oh, I could keep playing Cammy. When I played JP, I was like, at first I was like, I don't know. But by the time I got to the end, I was like, I could keep playing JP. He's fun. He's strong. I could learn more. There's a lot more to dig into. And honestly, even with Lily, like I said, it was kind of boring at first till I started learning her game plan a bit better. And then it was like, well, I keep playing Lily. I was having fun, you know, and that's the big thing. I think every character I played, I've had fun with. It's funny, I played the most with Ryu. Ryu was probably one of the first characters I tried to get to High Master, and it took a really long time. I played a lot of matches with him. But all in all, it was fun. I'm going to move on to Bison now. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Greg be signing out. Peace.